This is Captain Reese, a pirate legend upon the Sea of Thieves. There's 3 things that motivate this buccaneer: adventure, gold, and commendations. Whether it be solo aboard the SS Isabella, or with friends on Goldmember, or some other vessel, adventure awaits you salty sea dogs! So come join Captain Reese, First Mate Machiko, crew member Todd, and Navigator Kenobi as they batten down the hatches, raise anchor, lower sail, and begin the hunt upon the Sea of Thieves. This is the Commendation Hunter. Before we get started, I know what you're thinking. Oh, Sir Reese, this is an adventure. There aren't any commendations. We will get to that, my friends. Don't you worry. We begin this adventure at Galleon's Grave Outpost, where the Rena surprisingly does not have a favor to ask.
That's right. Belle wants your help over at Liar's Backbone. I don't know what business she has out there, but if Stitcher Jim is involved, it's going to lead to trouble. Watch your back.
Liar's Backbone was the first destination today, where we would meet Belle in Stitcher Jim's hideout. Sailing solo, I boarded the SS Isabella and was off. While I didn't see any Reapers or other ships around, I hoped that the active Fort of Fortune at Skull Keep would keep other people busy while I was out in the dormant Devil's Roar, which I gotta say, was much nicer without the active volcanoes. Arriving at Liar's Backbone, I made my way into Stitcher Jim's hideout and found everyone's Sea of Thieves waifu, Belle.
I'm glad it reached you. Time is against us, but I'm told you can never be too cautious when dealing with Stitcher Jim. I'm sure you have questions, but we must be swift. If what I've learned is true, Flameheart's rebirth is much closer than we thought. The ancient prophecy was quite clear. The Herald of the Flame shall rise to pave the way for Flameheart's rebirth. Even so, we cannot afford to make mistakes. Before we think of chasing down Stitcher Jim, we must be certain that he truly is this Herald. I've sent a friend to scour the Devil's Thirst, the last place anyone saw Stitcher Jim alive. So long as the region remains dormant, you should be able to join them in searching for the truth. Once you have proof of Stitcher Jim's involvement, return to me. I'll find out everything I can about the Herald's role in what's to come. I only hope we can find some way to stop them.
As you heard from Belle, she is sending us to meet a friend all the way out at the Devil's of Thirsty Hoe. The deeds I had to keep an eye out for were 3 Reaper Scouts and Stitcher Jim's journals. Just as I was leaving, I saw something shiny. It was a Disney stick, which I had a feeling would come in handy later. While on the way to the Devil's Roar, this happened. I wanted the Boom Boom, and Rare even gave me the haha hit marker. Oh well, nothing I haven't seen before. Then I saw it on the horizon. Another player ship. Normally I'll give sloop versus sloop at least a shot, being a PvE pirate and all, but I cannot stress enough how much I hate the dark in Sea of Thieves. I can't have a lantern out at all times of night, Rare. Help a pirate out here. I should be able to sail with my lanterns off and still have a reasonable level of visibility on stuff directly in front of me. Anywho, this ship was named Akuma no Ko under the captaincy of Rydog. However, we didn't end up interacting, yet, but more on that later. Upon reaching the Devil's of Thirsty Hoe, you find out that Belle's friend is our old pal Sir Arthur Pendragon, who, you know, is the one that released Flameheart in the first place. He gives us a special lantern and we are off to find visions of Stitcher Jim. 3 of them are here on the Devil's of Thirsty Hoe. The first one was right behind me.
Hush now. No use screaming in there. If the master wants souls, that's what the master gets. I'll give the Ashen Lords your regards.
Here we are. The start of Jim's trail. And of his treachery.
But behind where Pendragon was waiting was the first Reaper Scouts, just like in the cinematic trailers.
I believe I can fly.
After finding the other 2,
My arms! It won't stop burning! They planned this. Both of them. Using me. Stringing me along. Ah! I won't let them take me.
So the deceiver got a taste of his own medicine. Let's see what else we can find.
Can't go back. Yeah, not safe. That place I never showed him. Need the key. Ah, this bastard.
Here, now this should prove useful.
And my second Reaper Scout, it was off to the Ashen Reaches. But first, I managed to grab the Holy Grail in Sea of Thieves, a stool. Oh yeah, baby. True peace. Arriving at Ashen Reaches, the key was easy to find. Off to the vault where the final Reaper Scout gave me some trouble. But eventually I got it to work. Heading inside, there was another vision and a journal.
Glory to Flameheart! No! No! No glory! Only death! Death to Flameheart! Now and always! Hush, hush now. Can't speak. Mustn't be heard. Mustn't be caught.
Whatever Flameheart did to Stitcher Jim, his mind clearly couldn't take it. I wonder how long he spent down here.
Gonna be honest here, guys. Rare thiefed this puzzle. All hail. Unlocking the puzzle gives us Stitcher Jim's note, which tells us our next destination, the Flintlock Peninsula. On my way over there, I see an Ashen Winds tornado with a green glow over at the Molten Sands Fortress. Apparently, the sloop that we saw before was also doing the adventure and was on their way back over there. It was at this point I looked ahead on Rare Thief and saw that there was a cooldown, so I couldn't start mine after that person had done theirs. Anywho, I figured by the time I get to triggering that part, they will be long gone. I continued on to the Flintlock Peninsula, finding more visions.
You... here to finish what he started.
Father did not betray you. Father rewarded you, though you did not care to accept. Rise, and I shall explain.
This way, quickly!
You're telling me this was all part of his plan?
No plan, prophecy. Fate has chosen you. But there is much to do before you take your rightful place in history.
Looks like Belle was right after all. Let's see what we can learn inside.
It's eventually ending up at Flamefart's resting place itself, which also had the final journal.
I've done all that I can, but with the skull in pieces.
No matter. From our enemies, we have learned that Father can be made whole once more. We shall prepare the ritual, but first approach the chalice and drink deep. Your reward is waiting.
I hate to say this, but it seems we found all the proof we need.
All that was left was the Ashen Winds at Molten Sands Fortress. Just as I set sail, I noticed a brig in the distance, in the direction we needed to go. Also, the Ashen Winds tornado had cleared up. Whoever was doing the adventure had finished. Returning to Liar's Backbone, I found the brig parked up. I had no intentions of starting a 3v1 fight, so I attempted to type in text chat my peaceful intentions. I even found a barnacled captain's chest to bring as a peace offering. But right as I got next to the ship, Maybe it was a one-player brig, I don't know, but anyway, that was odd, and I proceeded on ahead and let Belle know about our findings.
What? No! It can only have been Plunder Valley. They must have been spying on me all along. Well, two can play at that game. My allies have located the Herald's ritual site. Take time to gather supplies. Once you're prepared, return to me, and we'll put an end to this prophecy once and for all. There's no time to waste. Let's get going. We have work to do. Let's get going.
This is where I couldn't continue on.
work to
It was
do.
stuck in the cooldown. As I was heading back to my ship, I noticed the sloop from earlier, who was also doing the adventure, was closing in. Obviously, Ride Dog could see me, so my hope was he recognized that I was parked up at Liar's Backbone and that I was doing the adventure too, and that they were the type of pirate that leaves tall tale/adventure people alone. While this guy never ended up responding to me in text chat or voice chat, then again I have other players muted due to experiencing toxic pirates, he was very chill and we emoted together at Belle while I explained the situation. After a while, I
You're
was able
here.
to continue on.
There's no time to waste. It's good to see you. Very well. The ritual is taking place at Molten Sands Fortress. You should expect it to be heavily defended. If Flameheart's body is restored, the way will be clear for his return to the Sea of Thieves. I have given Pendragon's blade power to obliterate the skull once and for all, but you'll need to buy him time to use it. Set sail and join him at Molten Sands. I will send you all the aid I can.
After wishing my new friend well, I departed from Molten Sands and a showdown with the Herald of the Flame. On the way over, I looked back and saw my friend had scuttled his ship. Arriving at Molten Sands, I discovered that the Herald of the Flame is Stitcher Jim's Ashen Lord name. The Disney stick I had from earlier made it super easy, and I was able to get him down 2 waves before it disappeared, and then it got a little tricky. I kept getting lost in the dark, which led to me being cornered by skeletons, and eventually, I died. My entire time on the ferry, I was having a panic attack due to my fear Isabella was going to be meatballed by the volcano. After respawning though and seeing Isabella was fine, it was all the confidence I needed to finish the fight. Heading to the vault, I saw a pile of loot just outside of it. Looking inside to see my stuff not in a pile, there was a chest of rage, meaning that my friend from earlier had a chest of rage in his pile too, and when he touched his and left it, it would now count as stolen if someone else turned it in. This, friends, is today's commendation. See, you need to steal and sell 5 chests of rage, getting separate commendations at 1, 3, and 5. It's kind of like Legendary Thief, but that's just one commendation. This is 3 separate commendations, and I'm at 2, so getting this one will get me a new commendation and count towards my total of 5. After talking to Pendragon,
Now's our chance. Let's see what this Sword of Souls is really made of.
It's done. At long last, the suffering, all the chaos I unwittingly unleashed. Never again. Our struggle today might just have saved the Sea of Thieves from devastation. Why not return to Belle and deliver the good news? I have a few final tasks to take care of.
my new plan was to sell all of this stuff at Morrow's Peak and then head back to Belle. After loading everything up and starting on my way, I began to wonder if this would still count as stolen loot if that guy left the server. Remember, he had scuttled. Unless he was waiting for me to come back, he was probably off the server by now. I had to believe. And sure enough, it counted and gave me an extra 3,000 gold for completing the commendation. The rest of the loot was nothing special, so after a quick sell to the Sovereigns, it was off to Liar's Backbone. And here, my friends, is how this adventure wraps up.
Excellent! At last, we have the upper hand against the servant and his followers. Once Ramsay hears of this, pirates all across the waves will be cheering your name.
I fear it may be too soon for celebration. I was eager to tie up any loose ends, so once the dust had settled, I returned to the ritual site. I'm sorry to say that Flameheart's remains are missing. And so is Stitcher Jim. It seems I'll never be able to make amends for all the damage I've done.
Enough of that, Arthur. The Champion of Souls cannot afford to wallow in despair. Not when the seas are still in danger.
You're right, of course. Even so, we should assume the worst. When exactly is this time of resurrection mentioned in the prophecy?
It is tied to an annual conjunction between the worlds, though I believe pirates here prefer to call it the Festival of the Damned.
That festival is almost upon us. What can we do?
I don't know. Not yet. But we're all in this together. I'll just have to find us an answer.
Until you do, my ship, my crew, and my blade are yours. This all began aboard the Black Witch. It seems only fitting that it should end there.
Thank you all so much for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel a lot. Share the video with your friends. I'm having some CPU temp issues I hope to resolve soon because playing on Xbox, it just ain't the same. But until such a time, my friends, this is the Commendation Hunter, signing off.